MLB はナ・リーグ MVP を発表し、大谷翔平選手が3年連続4度目の受賞を果たしました。4度目の MVP 獲得は歴代2位となり現役最多。しかも4度全て満票での MVP です。愛犬でコピンの愛らしさにも注目です。現地放送を翻訳してお届けいたします。
That's right. The BBWAA Awards, the moment of truth is here. Alongside the All-Star Sean Casey, the Emmy Award winner Tom Verducci of Fox Sports and Sports Illustrated, I'm Adnan Burke. It is great to have you with us. We're all here for varying reasons. You play the game at the highest level. You've written about the game at the highest level. And we've all loved the game at the highest level. But no matter what, Tom, as we all stand here, we've pontificated and debated and cajoled about this. This is historic. We're going to see history, both the National League and the American League, for the MVP.
The envelope, please. It's one of my favorite nights on the baseball calendar because you're right. We are guaranteed to see history made tonight.
Celebrating greatness. These are the greatest guys in the game of baseball, the game that we love. It's going to be incredible.
It's awesome. Let's get after it. National League first off, Shohei Ohtani looking to join Barry Bonds as the only players in baseball history to win at least 4 MVP awards. He became just the 5th player in baseball history to hit 50-plus homers and scored 145-plus runs, and first since Sammy Sosa in 2001. It's always showtime with Shohei. Kyle Schwarber led the National League in home runs and RBIs. His 56 long balls are the most in a single season by a primary designated hitter. He looks to be the first Philly to win an MVP since his teammate Bryce Harper back in 2021. Juan Soto set a career high with 43 homers and became just the 5th man ever to record a 30-30 season. His 43 long balls are the most in a season by any player to lead the league in stolen bases. Soto goes from the Yankees to the Mets and still was able to bash at an awfully impressive rate. And so we are pleased to be joined by the 3 finalists right now, Shohei Ohtani, Kyle Schwarber, and live from the Chelsea Theater, where the MLB Awards are taking place later tonight, Juan Soto. Juan, I'll start with you. Looking sharp, dressed for success. It's amazing the season that you put together. The fact that you're on the verge of a 40-40 season, I don't know who saw that coming. Was that a goal that you had in mind for this year?
I mean, when we started the season, our goal was win as many games as we can, and putting myself together to have a great season. It helped my team the most. And whenever we started smelling it, we got to 20, then we got to 30. We saw we have a pretty good chance, and we try. We try our best. Definitely we fell off short for the 40, but it was a great, incredible season for me.
Hey, Shohei, it's Tom Verducci. Congratulations again on being an MVP award finalist. It was fun to watch you be a two-way player again. I want to know about the challenge that you faced to rehab during the season while you're DHing to get yourself ready to pitch. You came back with a full windup. What was the biggest challenge to get yourself ready to pitch again?
やっぱり最初の方は左肩が回りづらいなというのが一番不安を抱えてたので、徐々にシーズン進むにつれて試合前のマッサージだったりとかっていう時間をちょっとずつ短縮できるようになったので、そこが一番苦労というか不安があった点かなと思います。
Yeah, I think the biggest concern for me, the biggest kind of problem I experienced was towards the beginning of the season. I was coming off of surgery, so I had a little bit of tightness around my left shoulder. So as soon as the season progressed, my shoulder got a lot looser and things got a lot easier for me to get back into my routine, control my time management, and basically from there on it was smooth sailings.
Schwarbs, what's up, man? It's Sean Casey. Listen, man, what an incredible year. All the big numbers, 56 home runs, the RBIs and everything. But as a player, the one stat that came out so big for me was 162 games. Knowing how hard that is, knowing that the grind it is, and knowing that when I had teammates that played 162, I was like, okay, that guy's coming every night and he's posting for us. What does that 162 mean to you, and why was it so important for you?
Well, it is an important thing. I think durability is the biggest thing, and it's especially big when you're primary DH. Just to make sure you're durable and everything. You just want to make sure that when you're monitoring your swing, monitoring everything that you can. So too, you want to be aware of everything else that you can be. If it's teammates who need days, whatever it is, to try to make sure that you're always going to be available for those guys if they need it. And but just to play on these 2 games, play a whole full season, it is really cool to see that you're able to do that, and I look forward to continue continue to do that.
Well, Kyle, I want to ask you about one of those 162 games, August 28th, 4 home runs, one of the greatest games ever. And the fact that it's only the 4th time that someone came to the plate with 4 home runs for a 5th plate appearance, by the way, against the position player, if I can remind you about that. First of all, tell me what it was like to be in that kind of a zone, and then take me through that last 5th at bat.
Yeah, it was actually pretty funny. I think we're only the game. I was like 0 for my last 20 or 5 or something like that, and down the cage hitting, and we're poking fun at each other hard because I didn't realize that you were 0 for that much. I was like, thanks, man, appreciate it. Ready? And just go out there, get the foul out of the way. Second one comes, 3rd, 4th one, and then on the cage, just sitting there thinking, I'm like, look at our hitting because how many people have 5? And just kind of dead silence. I was like, well, that kind of answers the question. And yeah, it was just it's awesome, right? When you're in that kind of zone, you have that environment around you. The bank was rocking, and when I stepped up there for my 5th, they were all on their feet, ready to see it happen. And joking, but it is what it is. But it was such a fun night.
Juan, there was so much attention for you, man, coming into this season, the big contract and everything, going over to the Mets, and you kind of got out the gates a little slow, but then, bam, all of a sudden, Juan Soto's back, MVP caliber season. You're back in the mix in the top 3. What was the key mentally for you to get things going out there?
I mean, I just have to trust what I have and trust what I've been working on since day one. It's going to be tough times. We just got to keep our forehead up and keep moving forward. At the end of the day, I believe in my abilities, I believe in myself, and I knew everything's going to change at some point, and it did, Definitely we have to make a change. We have to make adjustments, and it takes a little while to do those adjustments, but the result was there.
Yeah, once you're off and rolling, forget about it. It's Juan Soto time again. Yeah. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Sit tight. The winner coming up for the MVP. Congrats once again on being nominees. Really rarefied air for Kyle Schwarber, Shohei Ohtani, and Juan Soto. Up next, Case and Tom break down the nominees in the National League, including a closer look at Ohtani's elite numbers at the plate and on the mound, and what Juan Soto did that has never been done before. That's coming up next.
This guy's a perennial MVP.
Grand slam, Kyle Schwarber!
This guy's hitting balls to parts unknown.
Juan Soto with a monstrous blast!
The top 3 hitter in the game, dominates the batter's box.
There's no park that can hold this guy.
Ohtani, inevitable! There's nobody like him in all his glory.
This guy is a special player.
That's right. The MVP finalists in the National League looking like this. Ohtani would be the 5th player in the 4 major North American sports leagues to win 4+ MVP awards in a 5-season span, joining Barry Bonds, LeBron James, Wayne Gretzky, and Bill Russell. Kyle Schwarber led the MLB in 8 home runs and RBIs, 56 long balls being a single-season record for a DH, and for the 2nd straight year, Juan Soto is a finalist for an MVP. His 43 home runs, the most ever by a player to lead the league in stolen bases. My prep for the show was listening to John Haven and Joel Sherman's podcast, The Show, in which my friend Tom Verducci said right now he believes Shohei Ohtani to be the greatest player who's ever played the game of baseball. Like, wow. And in the midst of discussing Ohtani, you've seen something that, this is rarefied air here, Tom, about to be a 4-team MVP if he can win it. What is it about Ohtani that stands out?
Can I take you back to junior high school? Remember Venn diagrams?
Yes.
He's the ultimate Venn diagram because very few hitters can hit like Ohtani. Very few pitchers can pitch like him. In between that intersection is just one. Here's what I'm talking about. Let's count up the most number of balls hit this year, hit 100 miles an hour or more. This includes the postseason. Shohei Ohtani more than anybody else in baseball. I mean, he is consistently hitting the ball hard. But you got to understand, too, he's not just a slugger. He hits for average as well. Total base is always there. But on the mound, let's count up the number of 100-mile-an-hour pitches by any starting pitcher who made at least 15 starts. Only 2 other starters threw more pitches 100 miles an hour plus. And remember, Shohei only had 14 starts during the regular season. Made it back in June. Now let's talk about highest average exit velocity. All of baseball, only Aaron Judge, higher average exit velocity, 95.1. This guy torches baseballs. But once again, if we talk about that same player who hits the ball as hard as just about anybody, put him on the mound, and now he throws the ball about as hard as anybody. The highest average four-seam velocity in the big leagues, including the postseason, 98.4. Only Hunter Green throws the ball harder than Shohei Ohtani. I mean, sometimes we just got to sit back in awe, guys, at what Shohei Ohtani is doing. It's not just that he's doing this as a two-way player. He's doing it at the 1% level. It's don't ever get used to this.
Yeah. Everything.
Truly
is
have
hard.
never seen anything like it.
Right. We thought there'd be like other people, copycats. No, there's only one Shohei Ohtani.
Right.
And meantime, if I said you case power and speed, back in the day you go Eric Davis.
Right,
now you
right,
say Juan Soto. That's power and speed.
Yeah. We didn't know he had the speed that he had this season. It's incredible.
Yeah.
And listen, for him to switch and pay and get the kind of money he got to go to the New York Mets, it's tough to stay in that industry and try to figure out how to do it year in and year out. But this guy does it, man. He has one of the shortest swings in the ball, A to B, and man, can he backspin a ball to left center. That's what impresses me the most. You can't pitch this guy, lefty, righty. He can hit it all over the place, drives and runs, 43 home runs, bullets down the line, in the gap, line-to-line guy. As a hitter to watch this guy, it's so impressive. But guess what, guys? We had no idea he had this in him, right? The most stolen bases Juan Soto had in his career was 12 up to this season, 2025, and he decided to, you know what, steal 38 bases, almost get to 40-40. It was an impressive showing of another tool we didn't know that this guy had. But look at this right here. Most home runs by a player to lead the league in stolen bases in a single season in the history of the game. 43 home runs, 38 bags. So impressive what Juan Soto did, going there with that contract above him and saying, you know what, guys, it doesn't matter. I am as good as you think.
Yeah, true. With great power comes great responsibility.
Yes.
Soto was able to handle that with aplomb.
Easy.
And meantime, Schwarber, he almost eclipses Ryan Howard's franchise record of 58 home runs. And Tom, normally you say left on left. That's an issue. Not for Kyle Schwarber.
No, he's worked so hard over the years to make himself not just good against left-handed pitching, but great against left-handed pitching. Check this out. Slugging against lefties, career high. You see how it's gone up over the years. This is a guy who works at his craft, and he has really solved this issue, which is kind of a negative for him early in his career. You look at the home runs that he hit off left-handed pitching, and, man, he put up the numbers. Career high, 7 against left-handed breaking balls. In case you know this is a lefty, that breaking ball is not just about the break left on left. It's about the slower speed where they want to get you out in front of those breaking pitches. When I noticed the change that Kyle Schwarber made, his bat is in the zone longer to get through these breaking pitches. So even if he's out in front a little bit, that bat is in the zone longer to stay through these left-handed breaking balls. There is no weakness anymore in his game offensively. I want to go back and look at where he was a couple of years ago to see some subtle changes. How do you get better against left-on-left spin? Let me show you. First of all, he's moved closer to the plate. About 5.5 inches closer to the plate. That brings the breaking ball closer to his body. Watch the load here. That back elbow is not going up. The hands are a little bit lower in the set. And the path into the zone is a little bit lower, more direct to the baseball. And watch his head on connection here. Wow, the extension through the baseball. He's catching the ball a little bit deeper now, which is letting it travel a little bit. Kyle Schwarber now has no weakness. Yeah, we thought of him as a great slugger, but this is a guy who's a pure hitter now. It doesn't matter if there's a righty or a lefty. A lot of hard work went into that.
In case you know what it's like as a lefty, you know, like keep that front shoulder and keep it in, keep it in. Yeah. He's hitting it with power.
You know what? As a lefty on left, too, he was platooning a little bit a few years back, and they say, you know, good for him for putting the work in and now becoming the best left on left in the history. It's so impressive. And how hard and far does he hit the ball? It's incredible.
23 home runs against left-handed pitchers, a record for left-handed batter. Good stuff out of Tom and Sean. When we come back, we're just moments away from finding who will be named the most valuable player in the National League, and we have a very special guest to help us make that announcement. The results are coming up next. We continue right now on the BBWAA Awards show. It's been a phenomenal week, and now it's time for the National League MVP. Juan Soto, Shohei Ohtani, and Kyle Schwarber are your finalists. And how about this throwback? 40th anniversary of Don Mattingly winning the 1985 AL MVP. Donnie Baseball had a remarkable season. Hit .324, 35 home runs, 145 ribbies, a 156 OPS plus, and 159 games. And what a pleasure to be joined by Donnie Baseball himself, the 6-time All-Star and 9-time Gold Glove Award winner, who is about to announce the winner of the National League MVP. Donnie, before we get to that, I do want to ask you about that 1985 season. What's your fondest remembrance from that year?
I think it was just kind of coming into like some power. I never really hit homers before. It's the first time I really started hitting homers. Kind of started figuring out how to hit the lefty and what to look for. Hit a bunch of homers off lefties that year. And I think just figuring it all out and bringing power into my game.
Well, 14 seasons with the Yankees, you figured out more than a few things. Obviously, a great manager with the Dodgers, the Marlins, and obviously success with the Toronto Blue Jays with this World Series run. Congrats on all you've achieved in baseball. Now it's time for the moment of truth, my friend. Give us the National League MVP.
The National League MVP is Shohei Ohtani.
All right.
Congrats to Shohei Ohtani, the 2025 NL MVP. He is now a 4-time most valuable player, doing so in a 5-year span. Only one player has more MVP awards than Shohei Ohtani. That would be Barry Bonds with 7. Here are the results. That's right, it is unanimous. A true slam dunk for Ohtani. All 30 first-place votes. The runner-up is Schwarber with 23 second-place votes. Juan Soto is 3rd. Perdomo, phenomenal year for the D-backs. He finishes 4th, and Trey Turner is 5th overall. Let's bring in Shohei Ohtani and his interpreter, Matt Hidaka. Shohei, congratulations, a 4th MVP. This is something only Barry Bonds has done. What does this accomplishment mean to you?
Thank you. そうですね、すごく非常に光栄ですし、さっきね、映ってるソト選手、シャーバー選手ももちろん素晴らしいシーズンだったので、そういうね、素晴らしい選手と競い合えたことがまず良かったなと思ってます。
Yeah, it's truly an honor. But before I say that, I wanted to just give a big shout out to Juan Soto and Schwarber. They had amazing seasons as well. It was just great. You know, they've obviously helped me bring the best out of me in competition.
Shohei, congratulations. I mean, what a year. You became a dad this year. You returned to pitching. You won the World Series. In your mind, what makes this year, 2025, so special for you?
そうですね、ワールドシリーズで勝ったのがまず一番の中で達成というか素晴らしい出来事だったなと思いますし、その最後の締めくくりとして自分自身のシーズンの MVP を取れたっていうのは非常に大きなことなので全ての人に感謝したいなと思ってます。
Yeah, the biggest thing is obviously being able to win the World Series. That's first and foremost. You know, it's icing on the cake just to be able to get an individual award. You know, being crowned the MVP. But I just really want to appreciate the support from all my teammates, everybody around me, my supporting staff.
Shohei, congratulations, man. Absolutely incredible what you're doing with the game, stuff that we've never seen before, and it's been a lot of fun to see. I want to know, as a hitter and a pitcher, because being a hitter obviously is one of the toughest things to do. I can't imagine being a hitter and a starting pitcher. For you, which routine is tougher for you, being as a pitcher or as a hitter?
どちらも同じぐらいもちろん難しいですし、今年はリハビリというか手術からTJ から開けて、ピッチングサイドのリハビリの年だったので、そこに一番、焦点を当ててたので、そこが一番、もちろん左肩の手術もあったんですけど、そこが一番難しかったところかなとは思いますし、そこかなと思います。
Yeah, they're both equally difficult, being a hitter, obviously, being a pitcher. But I think this year, because I was coming off, you know, was rehabbing from TJ, I also had my surgery on my left shoulder. So a lot of the focus was to be able to get back to the mound and be able to pitch. So I think in that sense, this year, the difficulty was more on the pitching side for this year.
Hey, Shohei, I'm not sure if you knew this, but only one other player had won back-to-back MVP awards while also winning the World Series. That was Joe Morgan about 50 years ago. What does that mean to you, to be not just the MVP 2 years in a row, but a world champion?
それはもうチームメイトのサポートもそうですし、コーチもそうですし、何よりねファンの人たちが僕がもし引退して先に、振り返った時に素晴らしい年だったよなって思う一つの年になるんじゃないかなと思うので、ドジャースのファンの人たち、チームメイトすべての人たちにとって素晴らしい1年だったなと思ってます。
Yeah, I mean, again, it was a great year. Like I said, very grateful to my teammates, the coaching staff, but not only them, the fans. The fans were the ones who really rooted us on, supported us. I think after I retire and I do look back at these special years, I can definitely say the fans played a big part in the support.
All right, Shohei, thank you so much. Are you going to get extra treats at Decoy or what?
Yeah. He was barking.
That is a well-behaved dog. Great stuff, Shohei Ohtani. Congratulations, a remarkable season. The four-time MVP. Our friends at New Balance celebrate four-time MVP, the unicorn, Shohei Ohtani.
There's an idea people keep chasing. The greatest of all time. GOAT this, GOAT that, the whole debate's gone stale, thin, it's got no meaning. The GOAT ain't the story anymore. Look, call it what you want, but for me, I'm going with the never been done before, can't compare it, shut your mouth and stare at it, unicorn.
He is so unique, there's no doubt about it. Congrats to Shohei Ohtani. After the break, we turn our attention to the American League, where Aaron Judge, Cal Raleigh, and Jose Ramirez are all MVP finalists. Judge and Raleigh join us live next. Here's the moment that Shohei Ohtani wins. A four-time MVP, a kiss for Decoy, and celebrating with his loved ones. Great moment for Ohtani, the MVP. 4 times now. A remarkable story for a remarkable player.
いかがだったでしょうか。歴史的なシーズンを締めくくる満票 MVP でした。そして本日はオール MVP の発表も行われました。本チャンネルでもお届けしますのでお楽しみに。それでは次回の動画でお会いしましょう。さようなら。